bagels. This recipe is from 1921, and it's from the Settlement Cookbook.
Written by progressive reformer Elizabeth Blackkander, the book was so popular it went through 35 editions from 1901 to 1940. Kander was the daughter of Jewish, English, and Bavarian immigrants. She was a member of many charity organizations, such as the Ladies Relief Sewing Society, the National Council of Jewish Women, and founded the Settlement House in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Settlement House was a part of the settlement movement, which was a philanthropic response to nativism, racism, and calls for restrictive immigration policies in the early 20th century. Followers of the movement lived and worked among the poor with an aim to reform society by working for better labor standards, education, living conditions, and health care for the poor. The Settlement House provided immigrants, many of whom were Eastern European, classes on English, sewing, and cooking. The Settlement Cookbook was used in their cooking classes and also raised money to fund their mission. The earlier editions of the cookbook were focused on helping immigrants assimilate and contained many Eastern European recipes, but specifically Jewish and kosher recipes were added in later editions, including holiday recipes. I was interested to try this recipe as they were listed as bagel pretzels, and I was curious how similar the two recipes really are.
So first I'm going to add my sugar to my lukewarm milk. The recipe calls for scalding the milk, but we don't have to do that anymore because our milk is pasteurized. So this is just kind of lukewarm at this point. Just going to give it a little bit of a stir. Okay. It's warm enough that I'm going to add the yeast. And I'm just going to let the yeast sit on top for a little bit and absorb some of the milk. You don't want your milk to be too hot when you do this or it'll kill the yeast. I'm going to take this time to separate my egg. Just crack it on the table a bit. This looks good. The milk and yeast, the butter, just the egg white. And I'm going to start with a spoon right now, but then eventually I'm going to be using my hands. Okay, we want a very, very lightly floured surface. Not a lot at all. Sorry I'm so cramped here. I'm actually working on a new kitchen that's just for, making stuff on this channel that will have more room. I just don't have it yet, so I'm stuck doing this in a tiny space. You're really just trying to stretch out the gluten in it, so it forms a nice doughy, thick, chewy texture. This is looking really good, so I'm going to put it in a bowl that I lightly greased with some oil. You can use some butter, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to cover it and let it proof in a warm spot for about an hour. That looks great. Keep the pieces I'm not working with covered. And I'm just going to seal the ends with a little bit of water, not too much.
for watching. If you like history, cooking, and keeping up with everyone's favorite time-traveling cook, please like this video and subscribe, and do be sure to check out www.worldturnedupsidedown.com for full recipes and other interesting historical things.